I'm John McCall. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and CEO of DeVille Family and Youth Services. Here at DeVille, our mission is to empower families and youth while enhancing communities through innovative and comprehensive behavioral health care services. Listen, this is another series of our installments presenting to the community one of our programs. And today, I'm excited to present our Zero to Five Seeds of Change program to the community. They're doing an excellent job in serving kids ages 0 to 5. And I thought it would be interesting to talk about that services and the work that the staff are doing to service those kids and families. And so, right now, I'd like to introduce the mastermind behind the 0 to 5 Seeds of Change program, Tanya Adino. Good morning.
Good morning, John.
Hi, Tanya. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I've been working with the Seeds of Change program, which officially launched at DeVille in 2017. And it's a great opportunity. Prior to working with DeVille, I worked with the 0 to 5 population. I worked almost a decade in the field of education, as well as working in within the foster care system and also as a MAT assessor, helping families, specifically ages 0 to 5. So this is a great opportunity and a culmination of definitely a passion of mine. So I'm happy to be here today. Thank you.
Well, listen, I'm excited that you're part of the deal and all of the work that you're doing heading up the 0 to 5 program. And we'll talk more about that in the segment on today. But let me introduce Anna. Anna, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. McCall. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I am Anna Aguilar, and I am a licensed clinical social worker. I have been working with early childhood and their families for over 10 years already in multiple capacities. I have worked in the field of education as a teacher assistant for early childhood and with kids with autism as well. And I'm very passionate about the work that I do working with little ones. I think they're so adorable and they're so cute, and they are like something that I have always dreamed of is to be able to reach out to this community, this population. Now I'm a 0 to 5 clinician since 3 years ago when Tanya invited me to be part of this beautiful team. And ever since then, I think that I have learned so much in terms of early childhood and how much this population needs us, right?
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Welcome this morning. Then let's move on to Dana. Dana, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Mr. McCall. Good morning, everybody. Yes. So for me, I actually worked as a clinician with the domestic violence survivors and with sex trafficking before shifting into 0 to 5. It's very, very different, equally as challenging, but also equally as rewarding. I work as a clinician now, and so I work with birth families, non-traditional caregivers, and young ones, 0 to 5. And basically my job is that I support closer bonding and attachment interactions with the caregivers to their children.
Okay, welcome. I'm glad you're part of the team. Good morning, Jocelyn. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jocelyn. I'm the behavior specialist for the 0 to 5 program. I started here at DeVille 10 years ago. It's been 10 years ago, and I started as a behavior specialist at a high school setting. And then I ended up going to the middle school and the elementary school. And that's when 2017, like Tanya said, that I joined the team for the 0 to 5 program. My role is to assist families with resources, linking them to appropriate resources in the community, and helping with the parenting skills and the behavioral aspect of working with each family to know how to cope with those behaviors that we want to target with each of our clients.
All right. Thank you. I'm glad you're part of the team. Tanya, as the clinical supervisor and overseeing the team, can you describe for our audience, in in simple terms, the 0 to 5 program? 'Cause I know some families are wondering, 0 to 5, kids having problems that early. Can you share a little bit about 0 to 5 and the Seeds of Change program?
Yes, excellent question. And so actually that's a question that I would get often when I first started this program. And thank you, Mr. McCall, for having this idea and then seeing this idea come into fruition. So what 0 to 5 is really partnering with families. It's having a time and a space for parents, caregivers to really think about and be honest about what are their hopes, what are their dreams, what are the desires for their children. I mean, we see in research that the early years of childhood, if we look at the ACEs study, right, which was done by Kaiser in 1998 and was replicated over and over again, we see that early childhood is such a critical time in our development, and our experiences in early childhood are linked to later health outcomes as adults. So that was the motivation behind this program. And really what we do is partner with families. Something that I like that Dana said was we really try to come alongside what are their goals, what are their hopes, and really help support some of the stressful times. Because you can't always believe what's on like the commercials, right? That everything's great. Being a parent could sometimes be stressful. But they don't show you that sometimes in the commercials about like the or the lack of sleep, or the finances, or the symptoms that might come as your child develops, which is naturally happens sometimes and can be difficult. So that's where we come in to partner with families in their goals.
So can you share what some of the behaviors would look like in the program of kids who you would see or parents who you would work with?
Great question. So oftentimes it might be something like, let's say, for example, there's some change in the family. I know now with COVID-19, it's a state of a pandemic. It's a change and a lot of stress for the families that we are encountering. And little ones feel that stress as well sometimes, right? And they express it, maybe not through their words, but through their behaviors. So we might see behaviors like crying, and a child is having a really hard time calming down, or a parent or caregiver is trying to help them calm down and that child cannot. We might see hitting, tantrums, extreme tantrums, or even little tantrums, but it's difficult to manage those tantrums. Maybe not socializing or withdrawing, right? And so we'll see for the younger kids, like infants, difficulty sleeping, eating, calming down, and for the toddlers and older kids, behaviors such as hitting, not getting along, not listening. So those are some of the behavioral goals that parents usually come in and we work with them on the board of behavior.
Thank you. Dana, can you share a little bit about your role and things that you're doing now with the family?
Sure. My current role is I'm a clinician, I'm a therapist. And so right now, my biggest goal is, like Tanya said, supporting these families throughout really stressful moments in their lives. Some of my families have children that are navigating the foster care system. Other families that I have are also navigating the DCFS system. And those systems can look very different, and they can add different amounts of stress into families and within the child-parent relationship. So right now I'm working with young children and their caregivers, growing, fostering communication, either verbally or non-verbally through play, also supporting the parents as they're navigating kind of stress management and anxiety management.
Wow. Okay. Let me go back to Anna and Tanya on this significant event that's happened in your career. I'm excited to announce that both of you have been accepted into the Department of Mental Health and UCLA Early Childhood Fellowship. Congratulations. Anna, can you share what that fellowship is all about?
Yes, thank you so much. And again, I really appreciate the fact that Tanya has been very supportive in this journey in my life, in my professional growth. The DMH, UCLA DMH Fellowship, it's such a wonderful opportunity that if I can talk to anyone out there to one day do it, oh my God, it's amazing. This fellowship, it's a group of other professionals in the field of early childhood, and we're coming together, sharing our experiences. And we're not only going to be sharing our experiences, but through reflective practice and through group discussions, we're going to be creating different approaches on how to help and better support our families in the community, which is highly needed. So this is an amazing opportunity, not only for that, but because it's an internal growth for me. I'm learning who I am. I'm learning how my upbringing, my cultural values, my spiritual values, my social values are playing a great part on how I work with my families now. So in just 2 sessions that we've had, I think I have learned more about myself than throughout my entire life. So
Wow.
It's amazing to understand how other group of people are so passionate too about working with children. So I am so blessed. I am beyond words to just for this amazing opportunity.
Well, congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think that we're going to be learning a lot. We're going to be expanding our knowledge, our skills. We're going to be understanding our families a little bit more. And thus far, I think that it has shifted my perspective about families, the way I see them, the way I treat them, not only with my clients and their families, but also within my system, my family, my kids, my husband. We see it from a different lens. We see it from a different perspective of understanding that every person is a unique culture and what they have been through as well, keeping in mind that we have always not we have always been, but sometimes we all have gone through many difficult times in our lives, and how that plays a part in in their lives as well, in their problems. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tanya, how about you? In fact, congratulations. And so, how's that experience been for you?
Yeah, I would say, Anna so eloquently stated, it's been amazing. It's something that I'm very grateful that the Department of Mental Health is creating this and offering this to be able to work with other professionals who are dedicated to providing services for young ones. Working with children ages 0 to 5 is a bit of a specialty. Our field recommends extra classes, extra courses. Our field also recommends, like the Department of Mental Health recommends certain trainings. And so this is an opportunity for us to just grow and expand and sharpen our skills. And in a lot of ways, it aligns with the philosophy of DeVille to continue to improve on ourselves and really think about our role as a clinician, our role in working with families, what we bring to the table, and making sure to respect the families that we serve and follow their lead. So,
Okay.
moving on.
Tell our viewers a little bit about the extra specialty training that you have to go through work with kids ages 0 to 5, Tanya.
Okay. So the Department of Mental Health recommends 8 additional trainings, and these trainings are focused on learning about child development, learning about trauma and the impact of trauma or the impact of stress on the biology of children, trainings on how to really have that perspective, like something that Anna said, taking that perspective of the family and looking at the whole picture. So also there's opportunities for endorsement with the state of California. Not all states have endorsement processes, but some states are moving forward to have endorsement as a requirement in order to provide services for the 0 to 5 population, but here at DeVille, I'm happy to say that all our clinicians have been going through those recommended trainings and are currently on a CPT training, which is child psychotherapy training, which is an 18-month-long process where they're with a professional consultant who supports them, and they're learning and growing every single day. So I would say definitely our team is specialty trained.
Wow, wow, I can hear it. All of the classes and trainings you've gone through. I'm so excited and glad that you're part of DeVille and the services that you guys are providing to the kids and to their families. Jocelyn, I want to speak to your role in terms of the integration of what you do with the clinical team and the families. Can you speak to that?
Yes. I love our team. Thank you so much, ladies. It's been a pleasure to work with each one of you. My role is to target the behaviors in a nurturing way, because we forget how to connect with their children, how to listen to them, to know their needs, to understand what's going on. And for us as parents, to also understand, how do we engage with our children? How are we helping them? If there's lack of resources, that's where I come to, that I help them navigate the resources in the community, linking them to after school programs, to food and clothing, shelters, anything that the family needs. I'm here to support them, guide them, and help them get those resources that they need. At the same time, work with them, reconnecting with their children in the nurturing versus correction approach, which it helps a lot to help them grow and be successful individuals as they grow.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. You know, all of you are such a valuable component here at DeVille. And I want to come back to Tanya with a quick question in terms of the name of the program. It was your idea. It just wasn't 0 to 5, but you came up with Seeds of Change. What inspired that?
So great question. I really thought about that, Seeds of Change, right? Thinking about 0 to 5. And I wanted a name for DeVille that would encompass this idea. And so that idea is that these children are like little seeds, right? They're seeds. And inside a little seed, you look at it and it could be kind of misleading. You don't know how big that seed can grow. So you might have a child who might be the best artist, a child who might be an awesome scientist, a child who might be, you know, the next leader or an educator. And so our job is to help come alongside parents to water those seeds. And so I vision like these caregivers as the gardeners, right? They're tending the soil and helping them really discover who their child is and develop those skills within their children, those social and emotional skills, and build that relationship with their children. And so have a solid foundation so that little seed can then grow and then grow to the next generation and the next generation. Because families are so important. I mean, I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I would say that's something that's near and dear to my heart, that I think families really set the stage for future generations and the next generations to come. So it's my pleasure, my honor, and my privilege to be able to do the work that I do.
Wow. Okay. Dana, let me come back to you with this question. You know, here at DeVille, our motto is balanced families, balanced children, balanced lives. And in the Seeds of Change program, in light of the COVID-19 crisis, have you seen any difference in the referrals or in the services that the parents need?
Absolutely. I think that that's a really great question. When it comes to kids so young, Things like school closures weren't something that really affected our kiddos so much because a lot of them weren't old enough to even go to school. But that didn't take away from the fact that now their days have been disrupted because brothers, sisters, siblings, grandma, grandpas, other extended family members may be facing job loss, may be facing financial struggles, may be all coming in and quarantining under one roof. That changes the whole family dynamic, and that definitely can affect the child. When it comes to referrals now, a lot of kids, especially on my side with my caseload, are facing socialization challenges because of the lack of ability to go outside and interact and have daycare and and preschool, and we are all collectively kind of stuck at home, and that really impacts children's development. That also can impact their behaviors as well. So most definitely, especially with COVID-19, we're seeing a shift of referral types.
Okay. I want to close out with this series of questions. Particularly in the minority community, there's been this historical reluctance to reach out for mental health services for a lot of reasons. So in terms of what you guys do, can you close by giving families some helpful insights or some helpful words to be able to reach out and feel comfortable seeking services? And how about, Tanya, if we begin with you?
Yes. And so something that I think Anna said was each family is their own culture, each family is unique, and each family brings their own story. And so what we do is try to partner with that family and with their story, really trying to explore the strengths that are already there. And so parents already inherently have those in them. They are suited and understand their children, and so we're just there to explore that with them. And so reaching out to services would be, I would say, an easy process here at DeVille. You could call in order to get services. You could call the intake phone number and call, and somebody will fill out a referral form and help you connect with services. You'll receive a response right away. And also, parents have a lot of rights. They get to choose, right? They know instinctively what would work for them. So, in terms of reaching out, I would say we're pretty accessible. We're pretty accessible. I would say we're very accessible, and we want to know where they're coming from and hear their voices.
Thank you, Anna.
Yes, adding to what Tanya said to all those families is that, yes, we're here for you. I know that seeking for mental health services can be nervous, can be sometimes challenging because we don't know, or we're just sometimes nervous to talk with someone that does not know us in a personal level, but we're here. We're here. We have been trained properly to know how to handle any kinds of problems that might arise. And all I can tell is that we're here through a compassionate lens. We're here with you. We're here for the family. We're here for those people who need the help. So please, it's really important that we begin to just make those adjustments, those changes. And we are very compassionate. The whole 0 to 5 program, we're very compassionate. We what it's like to be there, maybe suffering from poverty, suffering from any other type of problems, behavioral problems. We have been there. So I would definitely always encourage families to reach out because there is hope and we're here for you and we're going to walk the journey with you as well. So yeah.
Thank you. Justin, how about you?
Definitely, like all the ladies have said, we're here to listen. We're here to help, to be able to just support you as, as a parent who's probably struggling financially, emotionally, with stress, especially right now with everything that's going on. We're here to listen, guide you, anything that you need. We're definitely open for helping our families through these difficult times.
Thank you. And Dana, we'll give you the last word.
Everyone said really amazing things. And I guess the only thing that I can add is, especially, I identify from a minority community where historically people that look like me did not always have the opportunity nor the option to heal privately. And I think that it's one of the amazing things that therapy can provide, is that space that someone can heal privately. Another thing that I would say to answer your question, Mr. McCall, is that everything does not need to be completely falling apart in order for someone to get help. And I think that there has been this kind of social idea that your life has to be completely in ruins, completely in tatters in order to go seek therapy services, but that's not necessarily true. A lot of what we do, especially in this age range, is early intervention. So starting with a family, starting with a child before the challenges become too overwhelming and so impactful that families just don't know what to do. So for me, it's don't wait until it gets too far.
Wow, wow, that was powerful. That was powerful. Maybe at a future date we'll pick up on that idea, because some families have a tendency to wait until things are all falling apart to come in for services. And early intervention and prevention works well. Listen, I want to thank all of you for your outstanding contributions to the DEVIL and work that you do every day, even in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis and your response to family emergencies, and your willingness to go beyond, to really get in with families, and your training, going beyond the norm to take on the trainings and the classes. And so all I can tell you is stay on your journey, and you guys are just marvelous. You're wonderful. And I'm glad that you're part of Team DeVille. Listen, to all of you who are watching today, our 0 to 5 program, our Seeds of Change, led by Tanya Adino and her wonderful staff. If you would like to contribute to DeVille, please go to our website, deville.org, and make a contribution. Listen, we're serving the community, and our gifted and talented staff are there for you. And so if you need to make a referral, again, go to our website or call 626-296-8900. We'll be glad to assist. And meanwhile, thanks for watching. And stay tuned for our next episode of another one of our programs here at DeVille. Again, I'm John McCall. Thank you for watching.